Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking to create a membership website for either protected content, access to forums, private downloads, or just maybe hosting online courses, today I'll walk you through how to create a membership website with WordPress step by step. Now, while I was making this video, I did realize the term membership website is a little broad, right? There's many different ways on how to approach a membership website. So in this video, we've created several different style memberships that you can create. So let me walk you through what kind of membership website you can create with this WordPress tutorial. So today in this video, I'll be walking you through how to create this membership website. As you can see, I'm some sort of wellness coach or someone who typically wants to teach people how to make money or digital marketing. So the first type of membership website you can create with this WordPress tutorial is a private forum or private access to a community. You can use a private forum to talk about how to make money, where members can communicate with each other about latest topics or get the latest info about your community. And the second type of membership website you can create is private areas or private downloads. If you want to offer a digital download for your members, you can create protected areas that only members can have access to. So the third type of membership website you can create is an online course website. You can offer your own private courses on your websites. Here I'm offering a private live session for users who decide to subscribe for my membership. I actually built this page from scratch using Elementor, and as you can see, it looks great. We have a section where users can download the material for the course, and if they scroll down, they can get a summary of what the course is about, and they can move on to the next lesson. So the great part about having a membership website is you keep 100% of the profits. You don't have to revenue share with any other platform. You don't have to worry about getting kicked off, and you're in full control over your own membership websites. And setting this website up is actually really simple. So we're gonna build your membership website in 4 simple steps. In step 1, we'll get our domain and hosting. A domain is the name of your membership websites, like mymembershipwebsite.com, and web hosting will host your website online 24 hours a day. In step 2, we'll install a free WordPress theme and import a starter template. We will be using a free WordPress theme that offers hundreds of beautiful free templates. In step 3, we'll integrate the membership feature. We will add a membership plugin on our website that will protect specific parts of the website. You can create various pricing options per page or offer a subscription for your entire website. There is also timestamps in the video description, so feel free to jump to any part of this membership website tutorial that caters to your audience. All right, y'all ready? All right. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to step 1, and that's to get your new domain and web hosting. And this is Hostinger.com. Now, Hostinger.com is among one of the fastest web hosts, yet also the most affordable in the industry. Now, before we go on to the plans, here at the top, you'll see this banner with this English tab. If English is not your first language, you can actually switch to your native language right here. For example, if you speak Thai or Portuguese or Italian or Japanese, you can pick your native language and the entire website will adjust to your native language. So once you get here, let's go ahead and click on Claim Deal. This will bring you to 4 different pricing options. We have the Premium, Business, Cloud Startup, and the Cloud Professional. Now, I definitely recommend going with the Business plan. This gives you access to more visitors, and it also includes a free CDN, which will speed up your website 40% faster than the Premium options. If you find yourself with a lot more traffic later down the road, you can always upgrade to the Cloud Startup or the Cloud Professional, where it does give you access to a little bit more visitors compared to these other plans. But to get started out with, let's go ahead and select the business plan. So right here under business, I'll click on choose plan. So the next page is the cart page, and now we'll select a period for our web hosting. So right here under the arrow, I'll click on the arrow, and I definitely recommend signing up for 12 months. This will qualify you for a free domain. You'll also get a large hosting discount and a free 30-day money back guarantee for any reason whatsoever. Now on the right side, you'll see have a coupon code. Go ahead and click on this link. Now, right now, Hostinger is having their Black Friday sale, but we actually have a discount even bigger than their Black Friday sale. So we're gonna hook you up. So if you're watching this from maybe like 3 months from now or 4 months, don't worry, you will still get a large discount with our coupon code. If you enter the coupon code Daryl10 and click on apply, you'll see that the hosting discount increases. So here we have 77%, and I'll click on apply. And now it's 79%. Depending on the plan, you could save more depending on the length as well, but you do get the largest discount code available with Hostinger using our discount code. Once you put in the discount code, we'll then click on continue. On the next page, you'll go ahead and create an account. So you'll put in your email address, and then you'll put in a password for your Hostinger account. Once you put in these credentials, you'll then click on continue. And on the next page, you'll go ahead and fill out your billing information. So you put your first name, your last name, your country, and all of your billing information. I'll then click on continue. And on the next section, you'll enter in your method of payments. So you can use credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, and also Apple Pay. I'll go ahead and select card. And then I'll fill out my credit card information. Okay, so once we enter our credit card information and you'll see we have our discount applied from our coupon code, we'll then go ahead and click on submit payment. All right, so after the payment page, it'll actually redirect us to the next page. Okay, so now we're gonna walk through the Hostinger wizard. So who is this website for? Well, it's for me or my business. I'll click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to click on create a website and click on next. So next you'll create your login credentials, and this is what you're gonna use to log into WordPress. So make sure you write this down. You'll put in your email address and then also put in a password for WordPress, and then you'll click on next. Next, they're asking us what kind of website we wanna build. We can actually click on create a blank site and skip this section. So I'll click on create a blank site. So next you'll enter in the domain for your new website, and you get a free domain using our coupon code. So this is the domain name that people enter in the address bar when they're browsing the internet. So for example, I'll put darylstutorial.com. After we type that in, you'll see this is our free domain and it's currently available. So you'll go ahead and select your domain here, and then you'll click on next. So next we're going to register your domain, and this is important because you're claiming ownership of this domain. So is this personal or is this a company? I'll select personal. You'll then select the country of where you registered this domain. So I'll put United States, and then I'll click on next step. And next you'll enter in your contact details. This is important because this lets people know who actually owns this domain. So if you ever want to sell your domain later or something, they're always going to look at your contact details. So go ahead and put in your first name, your last name, and your contact information. And once you're done, you'll then click on Finish Registration. So next you'll go ahead and select a server closest to your target audience. So if you're in the Americas, you'll go ahead and select United States. If you're in Europe, you'll select Germany, or if you're in South America, you'll select Brazil. This really isn't that important because you do get free CDNs with Hostinger, and that makes copies of your website and puts it on servers all around the world. So your website will still be fast regardless of your location. But in my instance, I'll go ahead and pick Arizona right here, and then I'll click on Next. So now Hostinger is going to install WordPress on our new domain. So just give this maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. And congratulations, this is now your new WordPress website. So this is Hostinger's welcome wizard where they're just saying, hey, get started with your website, and they offer some tutorials and all that cool stuff. Now, before going any further, I first want you all to check your email. So going over here to my Gmail, you're going to receive very important emails from Hostinger. The first thing that you're gonna do is verify your email address. This will make sure that you're a real person, and this will actually verify your email with Hostinger. So I'll go ahead and click on verify email. Okay, and this is the Hostinger dashboard, and this is where you can access the websites, you can make free business emails, and a whole lot more. We'll talk more about the Hostinger dashboard a little bit later, but let's go ahead and go back to the email. There is one more email that we also need to click on, and that's from Hostinger as well. Here, click on inbox. You're going to want to verify your domain right here. So verify your email address to use your domain. I'll click on this, and then we'll click on verify email. So after you click on that link, our domain information has now been verified by Hostinger.com. So let's jump back to our WordPress dashboard. So here you'll see at the top, we have this preview domain. Now, in order to access your website and get out of preview mode, all you gotta do is type in your domain name. So type in darylstutorial.com. And this is now your new domain where you see it's live on the internet. Now, if you ever want to log into your WordPress website, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either do this through the Hostinger dashboard. I actually do this quite often because I get very lazy and I forget passwords really easily. All you'll do is go over here to the website tab, and then you'll see your domain, and you can just click on WordPress admin, and this will log you directly into your website. And just like that, we are now logged into WordPress, and you'll see that we are now using our live domain on the internet. And if I click on visit site right here, you'll go ahead and see a copy of our websites. So next, let me show you all how to log into WordPress using your browser. So here you'll enter in your domain name, and then you'll enter -wp-admin, and this will bring you to the WordPress login screen. So I'll press enter. This is where you're going to enter in your credentials. You'll enter in your email and your password. So just remember, these are the credentials that you created when you installed WordPress. So I'll go ahead and click on Remember Me, and then I'll click on Login. So that's how you can log in and log out of WordPress, so you can work on your website from any location. All right, congratulations on your new domain and hosting. It's pretty simple, right? Hostinger makes things so simple. Now in this next section of the video, I'll walk you through the general settings, and then we'll install a free WordPress theme on your new websites. Y'all ready? Let's go. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the WordPress dashboard. So here you'll go ahead and see a list of your pages. So if I click on all pages right here, you'll see a list of all of your pages. These are just demo pages, so you can just go ahead and delete these pages if you don't want them. Also for posts, the same thing for posts. These are a list of all of your blog posts, and you always get this cool one called Hello World, which is just an introduction to the blog, but we can go ahead and also trash this. So I'll click on trash, and that's how you can delete pages from your websites. So let's go ahead now and jump into the important WordPress options. So let's go ahead and go over here to users and click on profile. So the first thing you can do is you can go ahead and change the backend color scheme of your websites. So if you like blue or coffee or midnights, you can go ahead and select one of these colors. I do like midnights. I feel like this is easier on the eye, right? If you scroll down, you'll see this is where you can change your email. So if you ever forget your password for WordPress, it'll always be sent to this email. So make sure you have access to it. We'll go ahead and scroll down. Now, if you ever want to change your password for WordPress, you'll go ahead and click on Set New Password, and then you'll enter in a new password for WordPress right here. Once you're done with those options, we'll then click on Update Profile. Next, let's go ahead and go over here to Settings, and let's click on General. Now, the first thing is you can give your website a name. So I'm going to put Daryl's Store, right? And then you have a tagline. This is kind of like the tagline of your website. You know how Nike has Just Do It, right? You can put a tagline if you want, or you can leave it blank. You can also upload a site icon, and this appears at the top of browsers when people visit your websites. And scrolling down, you can always adjust your email address again right here. Now, for those of you who speak various languages, you can actually change the backend of WordPress to your native language. So if you speak Chinese or Russian or Dutch or Spanish, you can go ahead and select the language right here, and the entire backend will change to your native language. Once you're done with those options, we'll then scroll to the bottom and then click on Save Changes. Okay, now there's two more options that I do want to check. Let's go ahead and click on the Discussion tab right here. Now, WordPress started off as a blog, so people typically are going to leave comments on your websites, but that's really annoying. So right here, I'll click on Allow People to Submit Comments. This typically will allow people to spam your website with like Viagra pills and all sorts of crazy stuff. So make sure you uncheck that box, scroll to the bottom, and then click on Save Changes. And the very last option before we design our website is permalinks. So right here, I'll click on permalinks. Now you always want to change the permalink structure to post name. This is optimal for SEO, and it's a lot cleaner. You'll see these other links right here are really messy with the date and all this unnecessary information. Post name is actually optimal for SEO and is the best setting for your permalink structure. So go ahead and select post name, scroll to the bottom, and click on Save Changes. Okay, now let's go ahead and click on our dashboard. We are now going to install a WordPress theme. So over here under Appearance, let's click on Themes. At the top, I'll click on Add New Theme. Now, WordPress themes are essentially giving your website a little bit more structure and style, right? There's a lot of various WordPress themes, but I'll be very honest, many of these WordPress themes are slowly becoming depreciated because today page builders are doing most of the work. But this is just a list of themes, and if you look at these themes, like this one, for example, this is all being done with the page builder. The theme really only controls the header and the footer of the website and maybe like the blog page and the product page, but that's about it. But we're going to use a theme with tons of demos for you to get started with. So here under search themes, we'll type in Solace, Solace. And this is a theme personally developed by me and my team. We have created tons of demos and a really easy to use header and footer builder to make it really easy for beginners to build their websites. So right here, we'll click on Install, and then we'll click on Activate. Okay, now once you install the theme, it's going to require you to install a plugin. So right here, we're going to install the Solace Extra plugin. So I'll click on Begin Installing Plugin. Here I'll click on Install. And then I'll click on Return to Dashboard. All right, and this is the Solace Theme Customizer Dashboard. This is a beautiful interface, right? So this is the Solace theme options right here. And before we go on any further, in order to import a template, there is one server setting that we need to check. So let's go back over here to Hostinger. Now what we're gonna do is we're just going to click on one checkbox and we're good, all right? So under the domain that you purchased, all you'll do is go to dashboard. Now, if you're using other web hosting, you don't typically need to do this. I've only found that you need to do this only with Hostinger. So on the left side, we're gonna scroll down and under advanced, under your domain, you're gonna click on PHP configuration. Then you're gonna find PHP extensions, and all you gotta do is uncheck this box right here that says Imagic, scroll to the bottom, and then click on save. And that's it, right? I know when people see all these PHP options, they get really scared and they're like, oh my God, what is this? But it's literally just one checkbox, all right? So now we can go back to our website and we can now import a demo. So under starter templates, let's click on start now. Okay, this is me. This is saying, hey, welcome. And this is actually a tutorial for Elementor. I will be making a more updated tutorial on Elementor very soon. But right here, we'll click on start now. And here is a list of beautiful demos you can easily import on your website. We have more than 80 or 90 templates. About like in a month right now, we'll probably have more than 100, but we've actually designed these, and these are some of the best designed kits. We have a team that works around the clock that creates beautiful demos for all of you, and you can use these for free on your website. It doesn't cost you anything whatsoever. Now we're going to use a template that involves a coach, right? Because typically membership websites are kind of like, coaches, right? Kind of like those scam gurus, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on a lifestyle right here, and we're going to import like a wellness coach, right? So here are some templates for this specific category, but the one that we're going to use for this video is called WellGlow. This one right here, it's like a wellness coach. So I'll click on this template here. Don't worry, you guys can always switch between templates, but to get started with, let's just follow along with this kit, and then you can obviously use other templates a little later. Here you can go ahead and check out different color palettes. So if you wanna use this color or this color, we have like a few different styles as you can see. And you can scroll down and you can get like an idea of how this will change your websites. We felt like the green color was just more, people like green because it involves money and stuff like that. So yeah, we decided to keep this this color palette. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna select a color palette. I'll scroll to the top. I think this one's better. I like the dark one. Yeah, no, we're going lighter. Okay, we're going lighter. Next thing you'll do is you'll go ahead and select a font. So you'll go ahead and select a font palette that we picked. And once you actually select a font, here you'll go ahead and check this box. This will actually install the Elementor page builder. This is the page builder that will actually create the demo for you, and I'll show you how to use it. It's completely free. Next, you'll click on the continue button. Now, if you guys want to subscribe to our newsletter, you can subscribe. If not, that's okay. You can just click on skip this step, and this will import the demo. Now, make sure to leave this tab open and just wait for maybe like 1 minute. And after 1 minute, the demo will import on your website. Okay, so the import is now complete. Now I'll click on check websites. And look at that. We now have a beautifully imported website. You'll see here we have our landing page right here with our text. We have our button. We have some upsells. Here we have some, some guy just saying, hey, this is a great website, and you can sell your fake Google courses and all that good stuff. Here we have the offered services where you can say what you're offering. Here we have some more testimonials because those are always good to add. Scrolling down here, we have some pricing options to let users know the price of the membership or whatever. And then here we have our footer here at the bottom. It looks like the text is darker, so we can go ahead and fix that a little bit later. All right, and then we can go to other pages. So for example, this is the About Us page. And we'll go ahead and scroll down, and we have this guy here. We have some boxes with some little bars, just trying to, upsell our website a little bit, make it look pretty cool. And then up here we have services and all these other pages, right? So this is the services page where we have some more stuff, and yeah. So yeah, as you can tell, it's a great starter website for you to get started with. So You can go ahead and browse this, browse the website on your own. You can, take a look at it, see what you like. Here we have our contact page where we have some frequently asked questions and people can, read about it and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go over here to our homepage. Okay, so now that we have our beautiful template up, now let's go ahead and design the website. Now in this part of the video, I'll walk you through how to design the website using the drag and drop page builder called Elementor. It is the #1 and most popular drag and drop page builder for WordPress. And after probably using it for like 10 minutes, you will all get the hang of it. So in this part of the video, I'll walk you through how to build your website using the drag and drop page builder called Elementor. Okay, so now let me give you all a 10-minute crash course on how to use the Elementor page builder. So here at the top, you're gonna see Edit with Elementor, and this is what you can use to design your page. So click on Edit with Elementor, and this will turn on the page builder. Okay, I'll go ahead and close these notifications, right? All right, so here's how that all works, right? On the left side, you're gonna see that you have elements, and you can drag and drop these elements onto the page. Now here you have containers, and you can drag elements inside the containers. These are basic elements like, heading, buttons, text editors, and stuff like that. These are your pro elements, and these are pro, so you'll have to pay for them, but you don't really need to use these. I'm gonna go ahead and collapse those. And then here are general elements like image box, and they have social icons and all these different elements. Now, in order to use these elements, all you gotta do is just simply drag them on the page. So for example, I'll go ahead and scroll up, and I'll take this text editor, and I'll just drop it by that pink line. And then you'll see now we have text. Now for every element, you're gonna have 3 different tabs. You have the content tab. This controls the actual contents of the elements, right? And then you have the style tab. This controls things like the color, typography, and you can add in effects like text shadow and stuff like that, and blur, where you can like make the text blurry or whatever, right? And then you have the advanced section. This controls things like the margin, the padding, you can add space. You can also do things like add in motion effects. So if you scroll down, you'll see motion effects. And this gives like some animations to your, elements. So you can zoom in, you can rotate up left and, stuff like that, right? And they have some other options where you can add in like a border around your elements, right? So if you want to add in like a border, you'll see you can add in this border, right? So that's what the advanced options are for, right? Now for every element, you can also right click on them. So I can right click on this and I can duplicate it. And I can take this and maybe drag it above, right? So now you'll see we have 2 elements, right? Now, if you want to delete an element, all you got to do is right click and delete it, right? Right click and delete it, right? Pretty simple, right? So let's go ahead and scroll up here. Now, let's go ahead and sort of design this landing page to make it look more like this, right? I feel like this is a little bit more aggressive. It looks more filled, and this page right here just looks a little empty, right? Now the first thing I want to do is I want to actually turn off the flex box. Now the flex box is probably one of the more confusing elements with Elementor, but I'll explain it as we go. So I'm going to click on this container right here, and for the direction, I just want to turn this off. So now we have no direction. Okay. Let's go back over here to add elements. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this one right here. So I'm going to right click on this and I'll delete it, right? Now I want to add a number counter above this. So you see here how we have this number counter. So what we can do here is we can kind of like borrow elements and drag them around, right? So I'm going to right click on this and I'll duplicate it. So now we have 2 of these right here. But before we do that, I do want to use the flex box. So I want to add in a container, and I'll explain why we're doing this. So here at the top under add elements, I want to put a container above this, right? So now I want to add elements inside of this. So I'm going to take this one right here and I'm going to drag it up and I'm going to put it inside this box. Okay. So now we got this, we got this number counter, and then we'll put like 13,000 or something, right? Something crazy, right? Now I want to add another one. And this is going to be like students. Here, I'll go ahead and copy this, duplicate this as well. And I will also go ahead and drag this into the box as well, right? So now we have 13,000 coaches, right? Now let me talk about the flex box. So I did mention earlier about the flex box, and for beginners, it can be a little confusing. Now what the flex box does is it'll actually manipulate the elements inside of this container. So for example, let's say I want to put these elements horizontal from one another, right? Here I'll click on horizontal, and then you'll see that these elements are now side by side. Now for this element here, it's in the middle just because if you click on the elements and go to style, you'll see that it's in the center. So you'll just go ahead and uncheck that, right? Now also you might have noticed that we have a lot of space around here. You know, I want this a little bit closer to the title. So this is where we're going to use padding. So for the advanced, we're going to put 0 padding on everything, right? And then you'll see that this is now like a lot more like closer, right? And then we can go back to the flex box over here and manipulate these elements. So I want this lower, right? So here you'll put end, and then you'll see that this goes down. You can also put it in the center or, you know, the start, but I do like this look right here, okay? Now let's go ahead and use the flex box one more time. But before we do that, let's change this title. So what title do you want? This is gonna be like, learn to make $50,000 daily, okay? I'll click on this section here, and if you do want to add space, remember how to do that. Just go to the advanced section, and I just want to add a little bit of space here, right? A little bit of space, right? Okay. And now I want to add in another button, but if you notice here, if we actually go to the button section and we throw in a button, you're going to see that they only stack on top of each other, right? And this is where we need to use the flex box again. So click on the add elements. For the container, we'll just throw it below the text here. There we go. And then we're gonna throw the buttons inside. All right, we're gonna throw them inside here. They're gonna be together. Or we can just right click and duplicate this. I think that's much better, right? Here, I'll right click and I'll delete this one. Now I wanna change the color of this button just because, you know, it is too similar. So for the style, and then I'll go over here to color and I'll change this to black, right? Pure black. And then for the text color, I'll change that to white. Okay, so now we have this, you know, green and black color scheme looking good, right? So now let's use the flex box. So I'll click on the edit container, and now we're going to say, all right, I want these horizontal from one another. Okay, so now that we selected horizontal, you'll see they're, you know, close to one another. We can also go to the advanced and add 0 padding again. So I don't want any space around this box, right? So I'll go ahead and put 0. All right, make them nice and snuggy, you know, nice and close. And then here we can manipulate these. So here I can put space around, space between, the end, the center, or the start. And they are too close, right? So we're gonna add some space between these little bad boys, and then you'll see this looks really nice, about 25 padding. So that's how I created this landing page. As you can see, it looks really nice. We probably could have added more space here, you know, add a little bit more padding, but I think you all get the idea. So that is a quick summary of how to use the Flexbox, and that is probably the most difficult thing with Elementor. So if you understand how to do that, you're a pro already, right? So what we can do here is go to the rest of the website and say, all right, let's add some elements. Let's go ahead and throw in a button here, right? And then here you can go ahead and design the button. You can customize it with the content section. You can change the style. So if you want like a black color, we can change it to black, right? And the text color would be white, right? And you can go ahead and add in more. So for example, if you want this text editor, you can put like, I love Daryl's Get Rich Quick program. All right. And then this is John, right? Yeah, so you get the point, right? Now, if you want to create a new section, all you got to do is you'll see that you have this pink line right here. And this is where you can add in a whole new section, right? So I'll click on the plus icon here. We'll select Flexbox, and this is where you can add in more sections. So for example, if you want a 2-column row, right? I'll click on the plus elements. Let's say you want an image here. Here, I'll click on the plus again. You want some text editor here. And then we'll also throw in a button here, right? We can go ahead and change this image. So I'll click on choose image. And you actually get a few images in the library that we gave you all. So I'll click on this dude right here. Maybe we'll add a heading text, right? This is a heading text. All right, drag it above the description. And there you go. This will be like, you know, Daryl Wilson. And then obviously you can create anything you want, right? Now what's also cool is just like we duplicate elements, you can also duplicate entire rows and columns. So for example, I'll right click on this Flexbox and click on duplicate. And then you'll see we can duplicate this entire column. Now what I will do over here is I'll delete that one, right? So you can go ahead and duplicate these rows right here. And what's also cool is you can duplicate entire sections. So up here under these 6 dots, we can also right click on this and we can duplicate that as well, right? Now let's say you want to add a background image to this, right? Or a background color, or you want to change the style a little bit, right? Here, click on the 6 dots and you'll see this pink line. This is controlling this entire section right here. So what we can do is under style, under background type, we can go ahead and change the color, right? Or we can add a gradient, or you can add a background video by inserting a YouTube video, or you can put a slideshow with a bunch of images that constantly slide in the background. You can also go ahead and change this. So let's say, for example, you want this a little longer. Here under minimum height, you can go ahead and increase this, and you'll see that it actually gets longer and longer as you increase it. If you want a full width landing page style, what you'll do is you'll click on the pixel, change this to VH, and then you're going to type in 100. And this actually creates a full width landing page. So this is how you can create like a whole landing page, right? And then you can use the flex box up here. So click on these 6 dots. And this is where you can also manipulate these elements now, right? So let's say you want these in the center. I'll click on the center here, right? You can also put them at the end, center, and then you can also add gaps, just like we did with the other elements, right? So as you can tell, Elementor is pretty simple to use, and you can go ahead and, drag and drop elements onto the page. You can change the text to whatever you want, and you can add in elements as you see fit. Now, if you ever want to delete a section, you can just go ahead and click on the X and also click on the X as well. Now, let's say, for example, you made a mistake, right? Let's say you're dragging something and then let's say here. Let's say this happened. Let's see if I can make a mistake here. Okay, yeah, something like that happened, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I messed up the website. Daryl, help me. What do I do? You can always go back into the history for Elementor. So here under the Elementor icon, if you click on history, you can actually go back into time. So every single update that you did, you can actually go back and revert any changes that you made, just in case you deleted something or you screwed up. I totally get it, guys. I've made a lot of mistakes on websites. And then you'll see that everything goes back to normal, right? So that is how you can go, edit your page and how you can go back into history. And to get out of this, just click on the plus, and then you can go ahead and build your site as usual. Now, there's also the grid. I gotta be honest, the grid sucks. All you can really do is just use it for images. I don't really like it, to be honest, so I'm not gonna go over the grid. If you want, check it out in your own free time, but I'm probably certain you're gonna use the flex box, right? So that is a general rundown of how to use the Elementor page builder. It's not difficult to use, so feel free to, explore it on your own time. Go get your beer or coffee or whatever and, drink and use the page builder and get used to it. It's very simple to use, and after probably an hour of using it, you'll all get the hang of it. Now, in order to save the changes that you've made on your websites, all you're going to do is click on Publish here at the top, and this will save all of the changes. Now, if you do want a thorough tutorial on Elementor, like talking about the navigator and the global site settings and everything else, I have a full tutorial on Elementor in the description. So if you do want to watch that, I will leave that tutorial in the description below of this video for you guys to all check out later. Now, in order to exit out of the page builder, there's a few things you can do, right? Here at the top, I'll click on View Page. And now this is the website as it is live, right? And here you can go ahead and design it to your liking. You can go ahead and scroll down and make any changes that you'd want. If you want to log back into the dashboard of WordPress, all you got to do is click on the dashboard here and you're brought back to square one where you can access the pages and everything else. Okay, so now that we have our website imported, now we're going to create some pages and then we're going to protect those a little later. So we're first going to create a private forum area. After that, we'll create an area for private downloads. And then lastly, we'll create an area for our online courses for those of you who sell courses. Feel free also to jump to any part of this video because I realize you might not need everything. But hey, if you want to just hang out and watch it, no problem. We can go ahead and just hang out. So in this part of the video, we're going to go ahead and create some pages for your protected content. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so now that we talked about how to design the website, now let's talk about how to create pages and also how to assign them to the menu. Here on the left side, you'll see pages. Here, click on All Pages. So here's a list of all the pages on your website, right? So we have the About Us, Contact, we have the Home. We have a privacy policy that we created for you, but this is under draft, so it's not published yet. We have Reviews and Services. So let's say, for example, you want to make a new page, right? Here at the top, I'll click on Add a New Page. And let's say this is going to be your private forum, right? So this is forum. You'll click on publish and publish. Okay, now I'm going to close this really quick and I'm going to preview this before I exit out of this. So you're going to see that there is a forum right here, this title. If you do want to get rid of this title, we actually have an option for that. Here under Solace options, you can click on hide title and then save. And then this will actually get rid of that title, right? So if I go back here and refresh it, you'll see that it is just a blank page now waiting for us to design it. So in order to design this page, all you need to do is under the back right here where you see the page, you'll just click on Edit with Elementor right here, and this will turn on the page builder, and then you can use this page builder to design the page. And now we're brought back to square one again, right? So now you can see we can use the page builder, right? So what I'll do here is I'll just go ahead and click on plus, Flexbox, and I'll just make a title for our forum, right? I don't want to, edit too much, but here I'll just throw in a heading right here, okay? And this will be like private forum. Here under the style, I'll put that in the center. Now what I can do here is I'm going to click on the dots and we're going to make this black. I like this black green color scheme I got going on, right? Now I'll click on the text and I'll change this to white. All right, so this is our private forum, right? So we're getting ready to add private sections on our website, right? So this is our private forum for now. Here I'll click on publish. Let's go ahead and make another page. So to do that, here I'll go to exit to WordPress. And we're also gonna make another page, right? And this is gonna be, it's gonna be the downloads, right? So let's go click on the WordPress logo. And now let's make another page. So add new page. And this is downloads. Whoops, there we go, downloads. Here I'll click on publish and publish. I actually do that because I want to make sure my screen recording's on. Sometimes the thing crashes on me and I'll be recording like a 2-hour video and then I wasn't even recording. It's so sad. It's happened to me many times. Here I'll click on close panel. I want to hide the title. Here I'll save this. Now I want to preview this really quick. Okay, so we have a blank page, right? Now, before we go on any further, I want to do something before we actually turn on the page builder. And this is, regarding templates. So guys, I'm a lazy person, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my home page and turn on the page builder. And let me show you a quick shortcut on sort of how to grab sections of your website. So let's say, for instance, we scroll down and we're going to keep scrolling. And let's say I want to take this section. I want to use this on my pricing, page for my downloads or something, right? Here on this section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. Right click on this, and then we're going to click on Save as Templates. And this is going to be pricing. And then I'll click on Save. Okay. Now for the templates, you'll now see that we have pricing, right? Cool. We got pricing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that other page now, and now we're going to actually use that. So here is that page, right? Downloads. Here, click on Edit Page. And then we're going to click on Edit with Elementor. So instead of me actually making all this from scratch, I'm going to use the template now. So I'll use this template section. These blocks are all like paid blocks. Elementor does a really crappy job with templates. I love Elementor, but their templates are complete garbage. Say it with me, guys. Garbage. All right. So here is the template section, and we're going to insert that pricing now. So here, click on Apply. And voila, there we go. We have our pricing options. Now we're going to add a title here. So at the top, see here. Hold on. Okay, so I can't reach that, as you can tell, right? So now we need to turn the navigator on, all right? So for the navigator, here's the container, but we're going to add a new section here. Okay, so now we're going to click on the plus. And then we're going to add something in here, right? So I'm going to add a title right here. So this is going to be, here we go, private downloads. Okay. Yeah, sometimes if you import a section, it might interfere with the menu. If you turn on the navigator, that actually does help you click on the plus. So that does happen sometimes with Elementor. It's kind of weird, but maybe they'll fix that in the future, right? And we're going to center this as well, right? So style, center. And I want to keep this consistent, right? So I do like that black color we got going on, right? So we're going to change this to black. And then for the text, we'll make it white. All these racial things, black, white, too much white, too much black, it's pretty funny. So next we're gonna go ahead and say, all right, we got this right here. So here we have some private downloads, right? We can also go ahead and do something else right here. So I'll click on the container, right? And let's say, for instance, you want to also add like a, add like a video right here. So what I'll do is under the flex box, we'll go ahead and throw in a video. Okay. And then below that, we'll throw in some text editor. And then below that, we'll throw in a button right here, right? So like download, right? Here, I'll go ahead and put this in the center. Now you can obviously change this video, right? By clicking on the video itself. And if you go over here to content, this is where you can paste your unlisted video, or you can even use your Vimeo, or you can use self-hosted as well, which is just uploading the entire file, right? So this is where you can upload like a message for your users, or if you want to incorporate a message, you can go ahead and do that. If you feel this is too large, you can also go ahead and change it. Here into the style, you can change the aspect ratio. There are some other options. We can make this like smaller or like change the aspect. I think this one's better. I like that actually. That's more better for like tutorials, right? And then here we can put this in the center, right? And yeah, you get the point. So you can go ahead and build this to your liking, right? I think for my demo website over here, let's go ahead and show you all. For the download section, you'll see that I actually did use something different. So here I put download your how to make money. I put some text below that. I put a scene from Breaking Bad. I put a text right here. And then here, if they click on this, they can now download something. You see how it downloaded that, right? So that's how I made this page. You can make the same thing. Below that, I put something like download your free membership files. And you'll see that if they click on one of these right here, they can also have access to that file. So let me quickly show you all how to add downloads to your websites, okay? So let's say, for instance, you want this to be the download button where users download something from your websites. Well, the first thing we have to do is let's just change this video really quick. You know, it's terrible. You know, this is a placeholder. Let's go ahead and go to YouTube. Okay, so here's the scene of Walter White grabbing all of this money. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. And this can be any video, you know, so if you created a video for your audience, you can go ahead and paste it here, right? And what's also cool about Elementor is they have a lot of really nice options. So you can actually make this on autoplay. You can actually play this automatically, but I do want to mute it, right? Because it's really annoying when you go to a page and then it starts like having noise. So you can mute this right here. You can also choose a start time and end time, right? And you can also choose to play this on mobile and you know, all these other options right here. So I do like this a lot. You know, it's a great way on how to like, really push people to take action on your websites. And at the top, you can do the same thing like I did, like how to make 50,000 a day. We'll just put that in the center. And for the advanced, we'll just throw in some padding right here. Just give it some space, right? And then users can go ahead and download that, right? So now let's add a downloadable file. So the first thing I'll do is I'll click on publish. And this is actually quite simple. So let's go to edit page. Now there's tons of plugins and there's a lot of various ways on how to add downloads to your websites. I'll just show you the main one that people mostly use, and on your own time you can Google like how to add downloadable files to WordPress or Elementor. Everyone has their own method. Now the first thing that you're gonna do is you're actually gonna create a zip file. That's the one that I find easiest to use. So you'll click on add new media file, select file, and what you're gonna do here is you're gonna select a zip file. So if you don't know how to create a zip file, here I'll go ahead and just close this really quick. All right, close my editor program. All right, so on your computer, you'll right click and select new folder, right? And I'll take this screenshot right here and I'll put this in here. And this is now like my fake guru course, right? And then I'll right click on this and I'll compress it. Okay, so this is the file that I'm gonna give people now, right? So whatever file that you wanna give, you'll just go ahead and put it in the zip. Next, let's go back to our website here. Okay, and I'll upload that now under media. So under the desktop. So here is my fake guru course. You'll see it's a zip file. I'll click on open, okay? And then I'll click on this file, and this is the file URL. So this is the URL that people need access to, right? So I'll copy this, and then we're gonna paste that URL in the button. So let's go back over here to downloads. Here for the download, I'll click on this. And then for the link, I'll just go ahead and paste that in there. And then click on publish. Now, one thing I also do want to mention about buttons is you can actually make these link to other parts of your websites. So here for the link, all you got to do is just type in the name of your page, and Elementor will automatically find that page. And then if you click on it, it will now link them to that specific homepage, which is really cool. So here I'll click on publish. And now let's go ahead and view this page. Okay, so private downloads, you'll see this video plays automatically, right? And if we scroll down, if I click on and download here, you will now see that this automatically downloads to the user's browser, where they now have access to that course or to that file or anything that you want to offer them, right? Pretty cool. So that's how you can add a private download section. Now let's go ahead and add in another page over here. Instead of actually going back into WordPress, here at the top under plus new, I'll just click on page. And this can be like courses, right? Here I'll click on publish and publish. Okay, I'll close that, hide the title, I'll save it. Okay, now let's talk about courses. Now guys, I'll be 100% honest. I used to teach on Udemy and it was like a disaster. Like these online course websites, they take so much revenue, and you actually creating a membership website is the best choice. You'll get all the profit. You won't have to worry about their sales where they'll take 95% of your revenue. So in this part of the video, I'll walk you through how to create an online course website. So we're just going to create a template here for an online course page. We're going to design it. You can add anything you want to it. And then later on, we'll protect it. Now, I do also realize that you might have various pages for your course. You might have lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. So I'll show you how to create the page and then use it as a template for all of your course pages, which makes things a lot easier and it makes your website a lot more consistent. So in this part of the video, I'll walk you through how to create a courses page for your membership websites. Y'all ready? Let's go. So here's the course page, right? Now on my demo website, you'll see all I did here was I just basically made a section here where we have this like section 1, materials, where they can download materials. And I think now you know how to add downloadable files, right? So you can add in the materials here. We threw in some lessons, right? And then below that, we have a course summary where you just can also download the materials and also go to page 2. So if they click on next lesson right here, this will take them to the very next page, which is course part 2. Now, I recommend doing this. It's actually the easiest to do. You don't got to install any plugins. You don't got to go to any platform. This works perfectly fine. I mean, they just need to see a video and some text, right? You don't need to pay thousands of dollars on another website to do this. It's easily doable with the page builder, right? So you can also protect every single page as well. Now, to speed up this video, we're not going to create this from scratch. It's going to take too long. So I'm actually going to give you this template for free. This is the file over here. It is this Elementor JSON. I will put this file in the description of this video, and all you got to do is just simply upload this to your website and the entire page will propagate. I think we can drag and drop it actually. No, I don't think we can. So what you're going to do is here under the template, here you're going to see this icon right here that says import templates, and you'll just drag this file and drop it. Here you'll click on continue. And this will actually propagate the entire page. All right, so there's the course page. And then we'll click on insert. And just like that, you'll now see that you have the entire page automatically. How about that? Now, just in case you want to go ahead and actually export this page, you can do that as well. So the first thing I'll do is click on publish. And here I'll right click on this and I'll save this as a template. And this will be my new course page, right? And let's say you want to do what I did, right? You want to actually take that and export it. Here's the new course page. All you got to do is click on the 3 dots and export it. And it'll actually give you a JSON file, right? So once you click on export, you'll see the JSON files right there. And now you can take this and add it to another page. So for example, let's say you want to make the second page for this course, right? So let's say, for example, you made your first page right here for your course, right? Now, the only thing that you're going to have to do is right here for next lesson, you're just going to link them to the next page. And that's it. It's pretty simple, right? So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and exit out of this, right? And we're going to make the second page of the course. So to do that, plus new page. And this is course page 2. I'll hide the title, publish, and and then I'll click on Edit with Elementor. And the same thing, so here under the template section, under my templates, I will just use the new course landing page and I'll insert that. And now this is the second page, right? So this is lesson 2. And then you'll just change things for lesson 2. So you'll just put lesson 2, you'll change this, you'll update this, you can change the materials, and then you can add in, you know, a link to the next course, right? So I'll go ahead and click on publish. Now, really quickly, let's go ahead and take this link here and let me show you how to link the pages. So this is course page 2, right? You'll see this is lesson 2. So all we're gonna do is go to the lesson 1, and then we're gonna actually incorporate this for the first page. So here I'll refresh this page. So this is lesson 1 right here, right? Now, in order to link these together, it's really easy. All you have to do is, okay, let's scroll to the bottom. For next lesson, we're just going to paste in the link for course page 2. And that's it, you're done, right? So let me walk you through what we just did right here, right? So I'll go ahead and view this page. Close this. Okay, so this is our first courses page, right? The user will come to your website. They'll they'll watch the video that you post, okay? They'll scroll to the bottom and then they're like, okay, cool, let's go to the next lesson. They'll click on next lesson and now they're brought to lesson number 2. And then you'll just keep making more pages as you go. So you'll make another page for lesson 3, you'll update this, and then you'll link page 3 right here. So that is probably the easiest and fastest way to create a courses page. You can go to like other platforms and like, you know, sign up, but they take all your money. It's really complicated. And I mean, we made this in like literally like 10 minutes. There's no reason to go anywhere else. This is as easy as it gets. So now that we created those different pages, now let's assign them to the menu up here, right? So up here, let's go to dashboard. Next, we'll go over here to appearance and let's click on menus. Okay, now for the menu to edit, we're gonna select the main menu and click on select. And now we're gonna add those pages on the menu. So here under view all, we have the courses, the downloads, and then we have the forum. Now you're not gonna add the courses page to there. You don't want this to display on your menu, right? So I'll go click on add to menu. All right, so now we have the courses, downloads, and we also have forums. So I want to take this and put it up here, right? Courses, downloads, and also forum. Okay, now we also did have a Ask Me Anything. The Ask Me Anything page is actually the same thing as the forum. I'll explain that a little bit more as we go, but you can also use the Ask Me Anything as a forum. It's the same exact thing, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at our website now. So at the top, visit sites. And now we have courses, forums, and downloads, right? So here I'll click on courses. And here is our courses page. We now have our downloads page right here where we can have private downloads on our website. And then we have a forum, which we're going to incorporate a forum right now. Okay, so before we go on to the membership plugin, let me quickly touch base on this forum plugin. It's actually really simple to do. I have a full other video on it if you want to learn more, but setting this up is actually really simple. So over here under plugins, let's click on add new plugin. And now we're going to install the forum. So all you got to do is go to plugins and type in forum. And there's a few plugins you can use, but I do like WP4O. I think this is much easier. So we'll go ahead and click on install now. And then we'll click on activate. Now this plugin does conflict with the Lightspeed cache plugin. So if you do decide to use a forum, you should deactivate the Lightspeed cache. So go to install plugins. And all you want to do is deactivate this plugin. This is a caching plugin, and the forum software already has a caching integrated in it. So it doesn't want two, so that can conflict, right? Now on the left side, you're going to see WP4O. All you got to do is click on forums. And then here's where you can build your forum, right? So for example, here I'll click on edits, and we're going to edit the main category. So this will be like new members area, right? New members area. And here I'll go ahead and put introduce yourself. I'll update that. Okay. Now let's go back to forums. So now we have new members area, right? But what's a topic for new members area? I'm sorry, what's a subcategory for this? Here I'll click on the pencil icon, and maybe we have like rules, right? Or facts, right? new member rules. Now, what's really cool is I do recommend going to ChatGPT and they can create some quick content for you for your forum. So right here, I just typed in something like create me description for a new members area for my forum. And I'll just go ahead and copy this and we'll paste it in there, right? Okay, update that. Okay, and we'll add one more here really quick. So we have new member rules, right? And we'll just throw in one more. And this will be like new members facts. And I'll just throw in some demo contents really quick. And I'll click on publish. Okay, so here we have the main section, right? And then we have two subtopics, right? Now, if you do ever want to add another category, all you got to do is just click on add new. And this will be like how to make money. And then you can put, what making money involves. So I'll just throw in some description here, right? I'll just throw in some random description. All right, obviously this would be something like, how to make money or something, right? But don't worry, I'll show you the forum in just a bit. Let's just get some forums here to get started with. So here, I'll go ahead and fix that. And then for the how to make money, we'll put something like, what's a topic for it? So making money with YouTube. And this could be a whole section on how to make money with YouTube, like automation done easy. Automation and more, right? So I think at this point, you understand the forum, right? Now let's apply this to the website really quick. So let's go back over to our website. Okay, so this is the forum page, and all we're gonna do is add in a short code, and the short code will propagate the entire forum for us. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll just go over here to search widgets, and I'll just take a short code, I'll drop it in the box, and then we're gonna type in WP40, and then in brackets, and this one I'll propagate the forum. It'll look a little weird when you first upload it, but don't worry, all you gotta do is click on apply, and then click on publish. And if you want to view your forum, just click on preview changes. And here is now your new forum. I'll dismiss this. This is only for admins. So here we have new members area, right? And also we have the how to make money, making money with YouTube. If I click on this, we can now go ahead and add in more topics, right? So I'll be like, all right, let's add a topic here, man. Like, I love it. I'm rich too. I learned how to do YouTube automation. And I'll click on add topic. And then there you'll see that we now have that comment, right? Now, I'm not gonna go through this forum software because I've actually already created a full another tutorial and website for it. So this is the website where we actually walk you through how to create like a beautiful forum. You'll see that we did a lot more. You'll see that we have this section here, we have images, and if you do want to learn how to make a forum, I'll go ahead and leave this tutorial in the description. I go through more of the options, we talk about different styles and different ways on how to achieve your forum, but I don't want to make this tutorial about a forum because obviously this is more about memberships. So I will leave this tutorial and website in the description below this video if you do want to check it out. There is one more thing that I do want to quickly mention about forums really quick. Let's go over here to the forum section. Now, I did mention about turning your website into a Ask Me Anything. If you want to achieve that, all you have to do is just click on the pencil right here. And then you're going to change this to questions and answers. If you click on this right here, it'll actually show you the questions and answers. So the guy's asking the question, and then you as an admin can answer it. Once you select Q&A, you'll then click on Update. And then this will now convert into a Q&A platform. So if I click on Visit Sites, and I click on the forum section, and if I scroll down, you will now see that there is a Q&A, right? So we have answers, and then we have votes for those questions as well. Now you can choose to make this private as well under the admin control, but again, I'll leave that other tutorial in the description for you, for those of you who want to create a full private membership forum. So that is pretty much it for the design of the website and creating pages. So now that we have all of these pages, I think we're ready to go to the next section. Let's now turn this into a membership website. Okay, now before we jump into the plugin, I first want to introduce you all to the theme customizer. On our demo website, you might have noticed that we have different buttons up here, and you can rearrange the header and also the footer of your website. Now, to access the theme customizer, all you gotta do is click on customize here at the top, and this will turn on the Solace theme customizer. All right, so this is the Solace theme customizer, and we made this customizer to really revolve around like total noobs and beginners on how to build websites. So let's say, for instance, you want to design your header up here, right? All you gotta do is click on header builder, and now you can build your header here. What's also cool is we've actually created preset templates. So all you gotta do is just go ahead and select one, and then you'll see that everything will kind of like pop into place right here, right? So I'll go ahead and select these two right here with the button, right? And then you'll see that those buttons pop up right there. We also have this one right here, and the button pops up. This one over here, we have the My Accounts. Now it's not showing just because we have to adjust the color. You'll see that these don't really have a color. So if you change this to like black or something, you will then see that icon displays right there. Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead and select a preset option right here. I'll just select probably the most popular one, which is the buttons, right? So people can sign in and also register, right? Or if you click on elements right here, you can actually just drag in these elements. Now you'll see that you can go ahead and drag in these elements right here. So for example, if I wanna, if I wanna take that and drag it, you'll see that this now appears. And for every element, you can go ahead and design it. So you can click on it. Here we can change the color of it, right? And for every single row right here, you can also change the color of the row. So we have the top row, the main row, and then we have the bottom row. Here, I'll go ahead and go back. So let's say, for instance, I want to, now we have these three rows right here, right? So I'll just change this to white so we can see it. All right. Let's say, for example, you want to change the background color of a row. So here's the top row. I'll click on the gear icon, and then we can change the color. So here we have the background color, and we can change this to like black or whatever. You can also use gradients. So let's say, for instance, you pick like a color like teal or something. Here you can actually pick different gradients, right? So this is like the first color, and then this is the second color, right? You can also control like, if you want it radial or linear, right? I think most people use linear, to be honest, for gradients, because it just comes out like cooler, right? So this is our top menu, and you can do this for every single row. So for the second one, we can also change the color here to like red. Now it's not showing because the transparency is set all the way to 0. So this is the transparency. I probably should have mentioned that, right? So that's the transparency. And then the third row, you can also adjust the color. So you can go ahead and drag and drop widgets. And for each widget, you can click on it, and there's a lot more customization options, right? You can control the padding. So if you want it like, bigger, you can change the padding. For the buttons as well, if you click on a button, you can choose like the outline, you can choose the font color, the hover color, and there's a lot of other styling options here for every single element. All right, so you can use this to control the actual, the header of your websites. So what I can do here is I actually want to probably go back, right? So I'm going to close this really quick and open this back up because I've changed that way too much, right? Okay, so going back over here to our menu, if I click on a button, you can actually link something right here. So you can add a URL, and then you can also put like the text. So this can be like, instead of sign in, you can be like account. And then this one could be like register, right? This one could be like register or something. And then you would just put the URL right there. We don't have those pages yet just because we haven't installed the plugin to get those links. But once you do, you can go ahead and add those links to the buttons. Now we also have the footer builder as well. So if I click on footer, you'll now see it takes us here to the bottom, right? You can go ahead and select these right here, right? You can also use elements here, and you can drag these on, right? So if you want the accounts, you can drag in the accounts, and then the account will display right here. And then obviously you have more options. You can design the color, you can change the icon size, the alignments, the padding, and also you can add in background colors as well. So over here, you'll see that you can add in a row background and stuff like that. So you can use the header and the footer builder to create some really nice footers, but we've already done a pretty good job at this. You'll see that we've actually kind of done a pretty good job. I don't want this footer menu, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I think that's pretty much standard, and get rid of this buy now button. There's no reason for a button. Something like that, something very simple, easy, stuff like that. So that is how you can design the header and the footer of your websites. This theme is fairly new, so we are fixing bugs and we're adding in new features as we go. But it's a great theme. You know, you can see you can definitely do a lot with it. So that is the Solace theme customizer in a nutshell. All right, so once you're done with the header and footer builder options, we'll then go ahead and click on publish. Okay, so now we're going to install a premium plugin that will give you the membership functionality. Now, I'll be very honest with you all. I spent about $1,500 checking out tons of plugins. I checked all the brand name plugins, and a lot of them are just really expensive and overrated with just very little features. So we're gonna be using one of the cheapest plugins available on ThemeForest, and trust me, it has everything that you need for a membership website. It is called Ultimate Membership Pro. It is hands down the most affordable, and you do get lifetime access. So you pay one time and you have lifetime access. There's no subscription. The other plugins, I don't want to name any names here, but they're on like these really high price subscriptions, like $900 a year. And I'm just like, that's not going to work, right? So in this part of the video, I'll show you how to download the Ultimate Membership Pro plugin and then download it and install it onto your websites. So in this part of the video, we're going to now integrate the membership feature on your websites. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so next let's go ahead and install the plugin to convert this into a membership website. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to a page to purchase, you guys ready? Ultimate Membership Pro. Now this is hands down the most affordable plugin for WordPress. I used probably 5 or 6 plugins before I made this video, and they cost almost thousands of dollars a year. It is ridiculous. This plugin, you pay a one-time fee, $59, and you get access to lifetime updates. You really can't beat that offer. So you'll go ahead and go through the purchase process. So you'll add it to the cart, and then you'll buy it. And once you do that, I'll go ahead and meet you in the account section. So over here, I'll go ahead and show you guys my downloads. I actually have so many themes for ThemeForest. It is ridiculous. Here, Code Canyon. You know, I'll just type it in. As you can tell, I have so many plugins, you know, in my dashboard, and I probably can't even find it. So I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. So it is membership, right? There it is. Ultimate Membership Pro. So you'll first go ahead and you'll download the plugin, right? You'll also need your license code. So make sure that you do grab this text right here. All right. You'll need that license code. And once you download it, you're going to go back to your website. All right. So let's go back to our dashboard, and now we're going to upload that plugin. So plugins, add new, upload plugin, choose the file. Okay, so here is the plugin. I'll go ahead and open this, and then I'll install the plugin. Make sure it is a zip folder, okay? So you should download a zip, and you should be uploading a zip folder. All right, cool. So once you install it, you'll then click on Activate Plugin. So now we're going to enter in our license code. Now, for some reason, the developer made this trial version of Ultimate Membership Pro, and it's really weird because it doesn't give you all the features. I'm not even sure why they did this. They should have just disabled the plugin and just made you enter your license code. So you'll go ahead and click on a license section, and then you're going to go ahead and put in your name right here. So my name is Daryl Wilson, and I got this from Envato Marketplace, and then I'll put in my license code. And you can find this on the file that you downloaded from ThemeForest. Okay, so it'll be right here under the item purchase code. Okay, so you'll go ahead and copy that, and then you'll paste it on your websites. Okay, next it might prompt you to this this API authorization. Go ahead and click on approve. All right, so our license code has been activated. Here at the bottom, I'll click on continue. So now it's just going to ask us some general setup questions. We should go through this really quickly. So here's the general options about new members WordPress role. It looks like they spelled members wrong. How embarrassing is that? Anyways, leave it at subscriber. You can change your currency right here. So I'm using the US dollar, right? Or you can do Thai baht or any currency you'd like. You can change the position, default country. Right here are some optional options, I guess, where after signing up, customers are automatically logged in. I do like that option. I'm going to turn that on, but I don't want to have my restricted pages indexed, so I'm going to leave that off. Next, I'll click on continue. All right, now payment options. Now, if you don't have Stripe, no problem. I'll walk you through this in a little bit. So we can do payment options a little bit later. So let's just turn this off for now. We'll come back to this and click on continue. Oh, I guess we got to select one. So just select bank transfer, right? This is like the default one, right? Here, I'll click on continue. So now we have membership plans, right? Now, I'm just going to actually click on continue and skip this because I want to show you where these options are in the plugin settings. So just click on continue. Here are email notifications, and you can choose to send email notifications. And this is the from email address and the name. So I'll put Daryl Wilson. And then here you have the default email notifications. A payment has been made, payment confirmation, a new subscription has been assigned to a customer. So you can go ahead and turn these on or off depending on what you would like. Next, I'll click on continue. All right, and I think that's it. I don't know why it brought me to the bottom of the page. That's weird. So let's go ahead and click on go to dashboard. Okay, so in this part of the video, I'll walk you through the plugin settings. So we're gonna go ahead and create some memberships. We'll then show you how to design the templates. We'll then show you how to add it to your WordPress websites. Later down the road, we'll also go to the general settings and we'll explore some of those options just in case you wanna check them out. So in this part of the video, we're going to go ahead and check out the membership plugin settings. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so this is the Ultimate Membership Pro dashboard. If you want to get here, all you got to do is click on the Ultimate Membership Pro icon right here, and this will bring you to this section right here. Okay, now there's many options for this plugin, but the first thing that we're going to do to stick to the basics here is let's just create some memberships, and then we'll talk about all of these options as we go. So the first thing that I want to do is click on memberships, and now let's create some membership plans. You'll see here I've already created one, so I'm going to go ahead and delete one. And we're going to start from scratch. We are going to start from the bare basics, okay? So let's go ahead and click on add a new membership. Okay. Now I'll open up my demo website here, and I do want to show you where these all will display. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, so this is an example of the pricing options. You'll see I have one plan right here. This is the all access, private downloads, and private forum. Now you can have specific plans opening up specific pages. So for example, the private downloads will open the download page, the private forum will open the forum page, or you could do something like all access where this will open up all of the pages, right? Now, if a user clicks on forums right now, you're gonna notice that it just brings us to this pricing page, right? If I click on downloads, it's gonna take me to this pricing page, right? I can't access anything because the plugin is redirecting users to buy a subscription. So we're gonna implement this on our websites. So let's go ahead and take a look back at our plans. All right, so what is the membership name? Well, the name of this membership is gonna be all access. So this is what users are gonna see. So this is gonna be the all access plan, okay? Here you'll have to put in a slug. So I'll just put all-access. This is essentially just a permalink, okay? And then this is the membership short description. So this is all access for our websites, okay? Now users won't see this, all right? So don't worry about that. This is more for you. Next, we're gonna scroll down and see membership access. So here we have different access types. We have lifetime, limited time, date range, and also recurring subscriptions. Now for this specific example, we're gonna use lifetime, okay? So this is a lifetime access, okay? Next, we'll scroll down. Here we have the customer member role. So the default one is gonna be subscriber. So you can leave it on subscriber or default register option. Special weekdays, membership is running. We're gonna run it the entire week, right? And then here we have membership billing. So how much does this cost? Is this free or is there a payment? If there is a payment, you'll select payments. And how much does this cost? Well, I'm gonna put something like $199, all right? So this is a $200 membership for all access on my websites. We're gonna scroll down. I don't know why they have this option here. If you wanna hide this, you can hide it. If you wanna show it, yeah, so you wanna show it. So this is now the membership description. So this is the actual description users are gonna see when they see your membership. So what I'll do here is I'll throw in my famous lorem ipsum text. All right, so just remember, this is your chance to convince these people and explain what this plan is and why they should get it. So put something very important here because users will see this on the websites. Next, we have price details. I'm gonna put $199. And for the button label, we're gonna put buy now. Here, I'll put the dollar symbol there, all right? So that is our lifetime plan, and now I'll click on Save Changes. Okay, cool. So we have our lifetime access. How about that? So now let's create another plan, right? So we have the all access, but maybe we want a subscription, right? Duh. So let's go ahead and click on Add New Membership. And this is now going to be our second one. So this is going to be our private downloads, and then private downloads. This is a membership for private downloads. Okay. Now for the access type, I'm going to change this to recurring subscription now. So we can select this to every 30 days, or we can change that to, every 4 weeks, right? Or one time a month, right? I think generally people do one time a month, right? I'm actually not even sure. Are we billed every 30 days or every month? I'm just gonna put one time a month. End of term action. So if the user does nothing after the grace period, what should we do? Do we do nothing, or we're going to remove this membership from the user? Now, let's say, for example, we kick them out of our program, right? But maybe we want to downgrade, or maybe there's like a free option. You can create a downgrade option if you want to go that route, right? So if the user is already a member of the recurring subscription membership, you can say, if you do not renew your access, you'll be demoted to whatever plan that you want, okay? Cancel subscription action. So you can choose to do nothing, which is just like, okay, you're no longer a member, see you later, right? No harm, no foul. Or you can choose to remove the subscription from the member or replace this subscription with something else, right? Generally people put do nothing because remember, when they take off their membership, they will also lose access to the course or to whatever page, right? So we'll select do nothing. Now you can choose a grace period. So generally, if the user forgets or if there's something wrong with this credit card, you can give them like 7 days to update their information or pay. And if they don't pay within 7 days, they will lose the membership. All right, okay. Here we'll go ahead and scroll down. We're gonna leave this as standard right here. We'll explain this a little bit more as we go, but generally all the new people that register on your website are subscribers. So we can also leave that to default register options. Here we have the payment type, and we're gonna select payments. And now we're gonna select how much this costs. Well, this costs $50, right? And this is ongoing, or you can choose limited, right? But we're gonna put ongoing. So generally people put limited, and this is like basically saying, if they're a subscriber for a year, they might've forgotten, right? So after like 1 year, you'll cancel their membership and send them a reminder, but that's really up to you. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Here, I'll just leave ongoing. So next we have the trial period, which is really cool. So you can actually give people a discount for like the first week or something, and then you can go ahead and, charge them later. So let's say, for example, you want to charge them $5 for the first 7 days, and then their subscription will renew at a higher cost. Okay, so you can always run a trial if you want to go that route. Here you can choose the certain period, or you can use the subscription cycle payments. So basically we'll charge you $5, and then after the first cycle, you're then gonna go to the $50 a month plan. All right, but I'm not really gonna set this, but I think trials are pretty cool. You can always do like $0 as well. It looks like Braintree supports $0 trials. So that means like you can start for free and stuff like that. So give people a free trial. You can always do that as well. Scroll down here. And now we're going to enter the membership description. So I'm gonna enter in my famous lorem ipsum text here. So just remember, this is for the private downloads, okay? So you wanna incorporate something here that they're gonna get a download and they can, download it directly on your website, right? And for the price details, we'll put $50, and then for the buy button label, we'll put buy now. All right, so click on Save Changes, and voila. So now we have the all access, right? We have the private downloads. Let's make one more before we actually assign this to our websites. So at the top, add new membership. And I'm just gonna make a private forum right here, right? So private forum. This is for private forum. All right, access type. You also have limited time as well. So you can set a limited time or a date range if you wanna go that route. I'm not really sure which website uses date ranges or limited times. Yeah, you can always go ahead and explore these two options, but I think generally people use recurring subscriptions or lifetime access. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 30 days here. Okay. Give them a 3-day grace period, why not? Scroll down here for payment type. We're gonna put payment, and this is gonna be $39, right? $39 ongoing, okay. And then we're gonna put some description about the private forum, okay. Now for the price details, this is $39. And then we're gonna put buy now. And then I'll click on save changes. All right, so we have these 3 plans here, right? We have the lifetime and we have 2 recurring subscriptions. Now, before we actually assign this to the websites, I quickly wanna jump over here to the showcase. So with showcase, you can actually change the design of this, right? Now I'm not gonna go through these just yet, but I do just wanna touch base on the subscription plan. So let's click on this. All right. Now this is exactly what it's gonna look like here. So we have the all access, private downloads, and then we have the private forum. It looks like I forgot to put the $sign on the $50, right? So I should probably add that. So this is, you can do this anyway. You can add the price up here if you want. You can put, this here, you can really kind of use it however you want, right? I just feel like the price in the middle really lets people know how much this costs, right? But here we can pick different color schemes. So we have modern theme, right? We have gray theme, all right? Premium green theme. I was actually gonna use this before I made the video, but then I just thought it looked kind of weird. And I was like, we're not doing that, So here is the premium theme, right? And then they have a bunch of other ones like sample, and they have business and these other ones. So you can go ahead and go through these. You can also use custom CSS if you're a developer, and you can change the colors and the button radius, and you can manipulate this as well. If you do need help with custom CSS and you're not a developer, go to Fiverr.com and pay someone like $10 and they can make this look however you want, right? With CSS, you can completely design it any which way you want. All right, but I'm gonna use the gray theme here. Okay, something very plain, right? So I'll click on Save Changes now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and assign this to our website, right? So let's go ahead and go back to our website. Okay, so we're over here back on my website, and now we're gonna pick the page that we wanna protect. So over here under Courses, I'll click on Courses. And this is obviously our course page, right? So I wanna protect this. So at the top right here, I'll click on Edit Page. Okay, so once you click on Edit Page, on the right side under Page, you'll scroll down, and then you'll have some more options. You have Ultimate Membership Pro Locker, you have the Pro Page Type, and then you have the Drip Content, okay? So let's say right here, we have this option, right? I wanna show this page only for who, right? I only wanna show this page for the All Access, for the private downloads, or for the private forum. Well, I wanna say, you know what? I wanna show this page for the all access. So if they actually purchase the all access, they will then get access to this page. Now, if they do not have a subscription, we can redirect them. So right here, I'll put redirect and redirect them where? Now, by default, they select a redirect page, and that's just because we can refer them to a page that we can fully design and customize. However, to keep this very basic, and we'll talk more about how to create a custom page from scratch and insert shortcodes, but to keep this very basic, I just want to refer them to the subscription page, right? So if they don't have a subscription, I'll just redirect them to our subscription page, right? Which is what most websites typically do. Now this one right here is just going to show you the links. So I'm going to open this in a new tab, and this is actually in the general settings. So this is the register page, right? This is the subscription page, login page, logout page, member portal. These are all of the links that you need in order to navigate your users. We'll come back to this in a little bit, right? Where we can actually assign the register to our menu and stuff like that. And the last option is Pro Drip Content. This will actually give the user a preview of the page, but they won't be able to actually access it. So it'll stop them from actually accessing the page, but it'll give them like a small taste, right? So you can always go ahead and go that route if you wanna do that. And then we have the release time where you can offer them the subscription immediately, after subscription, or on a specific date. But generally, if people pay for subscription, they want access right away. So we're gonna leave that as instantly. We'll scroll up here, and then I'll click on Save. Okay, now we can go ahead and test this out, but I recommend doing this on a new browser, because if you use your own website, it will not work. So we need to do this on a brand new browser. And let's just say I'm a brand new user, right? And I came to your website, and now I want to access the courses page. And then we're brought to a subscription plan. So here we can go ahead and choose a subscription. So you can choose like all access, private downloads, or private forum. Now, if I click on the other pages, you're gonna notice that I still have access to them, right? So users have access to all these pages. So you can just go ahead and assign memberships to specific pages. All right. So let's go ahead and jump back to our website. Now, I believe the next one was going to be a forum, right? So here is our forum. Here I'll click on edit. Okay, so for the forum, we'll go ahead and scroll down. Now for the forum, what do they need to access this page? Well, we're gonna show this page only for, we have the all access, right? And we also have the private forum. So that means if the user purchased the all access, they will also have access to the forum. If they independently bought the private forum package, then they still have access to the forum. Now you can always do something like roles reversed. You can block these pages. So instead of actually showing, you can block the pages for certain people. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but there's always that option for those weird people out there who have weird websites, right? All right, so I'll click on show page only. Here we have redirect the page. So I also want to redirect them to the subscription plan as well. And then here you'll see that this is available for the all access and the private forum. All right, so let's click on save. All right, and then let's go ahead and take a look at our website. Okay, so now we have the courses that's locked up, and now let's click on forum. And then voila, it brings us to a subscription plan where we have to go ahead and purchase a subscription to this forum. Now, one thing to note here is you can also completely redesign this page using Elementor. So on our demo website, I did change all of this. So I'll walk you through how to design this page a little bit later. But now that we know how to set up this, let's go ahead and do the last one, which is the private downloads. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to WordPress. I think by now you're kind of getting it right. Now, really quick, for the course page 2, you also need to assign the course page 2 for the all access, right? Because if someone finds that link somewhere, they're gonna have access to it. So you also want to say, you know what, people that are on the all access will have access to the course page number 2, okay? And yeah, if they're not, we're gonna redirect them again to the subscription plan. All right, so for the courses, for every single page, you wanna make sure that you protect it. So membership websites, you're gonna be protecting a lot of pages. So it is a little bit of work, but once you do it once, it's done, right? So no problem. Now the last one is going to be, it's going to be the, which one was it again? It was the downloads, right? Here we go, downloads. So click on edit. All right, and same thing, as you can tell, it's getting really easy now, right? All access, and then we're also gonna give the private downloads, all right? And we'll redirect them over here to our subscription plan if they do not have it. Here I'll click on save. So now if users go over here to the downloads page, it'll also redirect them to a subscription plan. Pretty basic, pretty simple, right? You know, as you can tell, this plugin is not difficult. It's pretty straightforward. There are some plugins out there that are nightmares, but this one's actually really, really easy to use. So let's go ahead and jump back to our websites. Okay, so I'm back here on my private downloads, and what's cool about this plugin is that it integrates with the Elementor page builder. So for example, if we scroll over here on the left side, you'll see that we have an account page, registration page, login. So you can basically create your own custom login and register page from scratch if you want to do that. Here they have like different memberships. So for example, I'll take this and drop it. And these are actual memberships. Now it won't appear when you're actually working on Elementor, but if you click on preview changes and open this up in a new tab, you'll see that it now displays right there. So that's the pricing plans. So you can actually put these anywhere you want on your website. You don't even have to use that page that we use, but you can use these anywhere, right? So for example, we'll scroll down here. Now the one I want to talk about is Inside Locker. Now I'm kind of torn on this feature. I don't really like it too much, but I feel like I have to show you just in case. So right here, I'll put this above the download button, and you can basically put something here restricted, like this is the password, Daryl 10, right? And then I'll show this for who, right? Well, I'll show this for the all access, and I'll also show this for the private downloads and also for the private forum, right? The templates, we're just going to leave this as default. I'll talk about lockers in just a bit, but what I'll do here, it'll just go ahead and click on preview changes and publish. Okay, so let's imagine I'm a brand new visitor and I go over here to the download section. All right, we'll go ahead and scroll down here. You're gonna see that I can't see the password because this content is locked. So I'll have to go ahead and register and make an account, right? Now on the other websites, if I scroll down, you will see I have access to this information. So if you wanna hide like passcodes or something, you can always use that feature. I don't really feel like it's that great, but hey, that's always a feature if you wanna go that route. Okay, so now that we have an understanding of how to use this plugin, let's go ahead and go through some of these options. So members are people who register on your website. You can always create new members for people. So right here, you can create a new user by setting their username, their email, their first name, last name, and then also their password for them. They can log in directly on your website through the login link, right? And we'll talk more about that as we go. Here, you can assign a specific membership to new users. So we've already created some. So like if it's your buddy and you want to give them a free pass, you can go ahead and say, we'll give you all access, bro. And then you can assign that to a new user. You can add their banner for them. You can also give them a WordPress role. Subscriber is the one that you should always select. This is the default selection for people so they don't have admin privileges. And then you have the custom dashboard message. Now you can actually create your own custom dashboard for users, and then you can assign it to even specific members. I mean, you can get down to the nitty-gritty with this, but I think by default, we're just gonna give them the default account page, but you can always create specific pages for specific users. Okay, so yeah, that is members. This is Ultimate Affiliates. This is another plugin. We're not gonna talk about it. It's just a way to have affiliates promote your products, right? Here is memberships. We went through memberships. We'll next click on payment gateways. We're gonna talk about this at the end, right? So we're gonna skip that for now. This is the lockers. So lockers are good if you wanna hide specific downloads, or if you wanna hide passcodes, or if you wanna hide specific items on your websites. Okay, next we have showcases. So this is basically where we can use the registration form, the login form, the checkout page, and everything else. So let's just click on registration form. Okay, now this is the shortcode for the registration page, right? Now this plugin has already created the pages for us automatically, but you can always create your own register page if you want to go that route. So here they have different types, right? So we have bootstrap theme, strong theme. All right, I think this one looks cool actually. I like that one. It's simple. I like it because it has pop-ins, right? Basic, standard, and so on. So you can go ahead and select a specific style. So I'll go ahead and leave it as strong. Scroll to the bottom and click on Save Changes, right? So you can create specific, registration forms. Here is the custom messages, and this is like error messages that they're gonna get. You can always change this. So if the user picks like a username that's already been taken, you can go ahead and change this text right here. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through this, but you can change this if you feel like it applies to your websites. And then we also have custom fields. So custom fields can be important for some people. So let's say, for example, if a user is registering on your website, here they'll have to select these checkses, right? So they'll have to confirm their email. They can enter their websites on the registration form. Here they'll have to enter their phone number, their address, and so on and so forth. So custom fields are referring to what the user is actually doing. So if they are in the profile form, they can go ahead and update this information here. If they're on the registration form, they can go ahead and register and update this information right here, right? I mean, there's a lot of custom fields here. So yeah, you'll go ahead and pick whatever applies to you. You can also make more custom fields from scratch. So for example, if you want to put birth dates, you can add a birth date here, right? I don't think birth date's even on here. Is it on here? No, it's not. So yeah, you can add in a birth date by clicking on new custom fields. And then this will be like birth date, right? Okay. And then for the field label, we'll put like birthday. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and click on Save Changes. And then let's say, for example, on the registration form, you want to ask for their birth dates. We'll scroll down to the way bottom here, and then you can now select birth date as a new custom field. All right. All right, so now let's click on Save Changes. So that is the showcases, right? So you can go ahead and design your registration form, add custom messages, and also add in custom fields. Social Connect. If you do want to go ahead and add social connects to your website, you can go ahead and do that here. I believe you will need to enter in your app ID and your secret key. I'm not going to go through this just because these websites always update their interface all the time. And then when I do actually have tutorials on this, people complain and say, hey, this is outdated. I mean, look at this, Google. Okay, I thought they meant Google Plus. I was like, that hasn't been around in years, right? So, but yeah, so if you do want to actually help with social connects, I do recommend going to Fiverr.com. So this is Fiverr.com. And if you type in social login right here, you can simply hire one of these dudes to just like add a social login. It takes literally like 10 minutes. Sometimes the API is a little slow, so it might not show up right away, but you can always add in these, these like social logins on your website for as little as like $10 and stuff like that. So it's actually quite simple to do. Let's go back here. So coupons. Coupons is pretty self-explanatory, right? So you can make coupons for your pages, right? Or your memberships. Here I'll generate a code. This is for all access. We'll give a 10% discount. You can always change this to a dollar amount or a percent. Scrolling down here, we have unavailable time. So you can actually choose a specific date range. So I'll put, for this month. So next we have usage limits. So how many times can this be used? I'll just put 100 times. And this actually is for the all access, right? So you can actually create specific coupons for specific memberships. And then I'll click on Save Changes. So that is a quick way on how to create coupon codes for your websites. And you can see how many people are using the code. Okay, next we have the content access rules. So content access rules usually refers more to custom post types. Now, I don't really have any custom post types on my website. However, have you ever been to those websites like Washington Post? So what you can do is say, if a user somehow finds my post, I want them to pay for it, right? And I can redirect them to, to the subscription page, right? So right here, subscription page. So if you add custom post types to your website, you can also protect those. I only have one, right? I mean, this is not considered a custom post type. So yeah, I would say posts are probably the only custom post types I have. So you can go ahead and, protect your blog posts if you also want to do that. Or if you want to add, paid content for blogs, you can go ahead and do that as well. So here I'll click on add a new rule. I'll put all. All right, so that is content access. Here you have payment history. This just shows like the history of people buying on your websites. So next we have email notifications, and these emails are typically sent out when a user does something, like when they place an order, when they get a new subscription, and you can turn these on or off, and you can also edit these. So right here, I'll click on edit. Okay, and I'll scroll down here. So if someone does buy something, I'll put something like, you are the man. Now here you have these different little, I guess you want to call them short codes or tags. So for example, this will display their first name and their last name. This displays the name of your websites. If you want to add something else, you can go ahead and add in these other custom fields here. So for example, if you want to add in a date, you'll see that this changes now to dates, but I think we'll change this to our website. Okay. And then maybe I'll put something here like, here is your information. And then I'll put in their user ID, right? So we'll put in their user email. We'll throw in the account page. And then we'll also throw in the login page. So here I'll put, you can access your account here. And then here I'll put, you can log in here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So you can add in these custom fields. You can also add in the other ones that we created. So these are other custom fields. Remember earlier how we created that birthday one? Well, if I click on birthday, we can now use that one right there, right? So that's what you can do for all of your emails. I do recommend that you go through all of these and you design them and customize them, because this will take a lot of work, right? It's not going to be done in one setting. So you'll have to design that to fit your website niche. You can also go ahead and make new ones right here by clicking on add notification. And then here, depending on the action, you can go ahead and send them like an email, right? You guys get the point, right? I'm not gonna go through this, okay? So you can create a lot of notifications for your users. Lastly, I'll click on the general settings. And these are where you can find your links, right? So this is the register page. This is subscription page. This is the member login page. And here is a link for all of your pages, right? So for example, we'll go ahead and copy this. And let's go ahead and visit this on a brand new browser. You'll see right here, it prompts the user to log in on their websites. And if they are not logged in, they can register right here by clicking on register. And this will redirect them to the register page. so they can go ahead and make an account and everything like that. So all of those links are in the general settings, and you can place them anywhere on your website. So for example, the register, we should probably put this in the register button now, right? And then for the accounts, we can now put that in the account button. So all of these pages are automatically propagated by the plugin. So it makes it really simple for your users to go ahead and navigate every part of your website. And it always redirects users to the right parts of your website to log in. So I just find the developer did a really good job with that. Now you also have these other options here where you can restrict the menu, payment settings, and all these other options where you can adjust the currency. I'm not going to go through all these options because they're not really going to apply to everybody, but you can always go ahead and check out these general options on your own free time. Okay, and lastly, let's click on the extensions before we go into payments. So you can actually turn these extensions on. So here you have taxes, where you want to add taxes. You can add in badges. You can add reasons for canceling, right? Membership Plus. There's so many different extensions you can turn on, right? Membership cards. I guess they have like cards you can use or something like that. Cheat off. And if you click on this, you can just turn it on. This essentially means that if someone's actually logged in on this account in various places, it'll restrict them from using the membership. Okay. Here, click on extensions again. So feel free to go here and turn whatever you want on. Obviously, there's a lot to turn on here, and I really can't, go through every single one because this tutorial will get extremely long. But things I would recommend is maybe register redirects, direct login. That's cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? So really quickly, now that we talked about all of this, let's go ahead now and integrate payment gateways. So here I'll click on payment gateways. Okay, now the one that we're gonna use is Stripe. Stripe is the most popular payment gateway, and it's actually free to get started, and anyone in the world can use Stripe. So this is stripe.com. Now, stripe.com is a free service. It does not cost you anything whatsoever to get started. There's no membership fee, no credit check, there's no monthly fee. All you'll have to do is pay a small transaction fee for every transaction, but that's standard for every payment merchant out there, so that's just how people do business, right? So at the top right, I'll click on dashboard, and I personally use this service, so I'll go ahead and log in. All right, so this is my Stripe account, and you'll see I actually do use this platform. So this year you'll see that we made about $142,000 in sales. You'll see that we did pretty good this year, right? So yeah, so we're gonna set you up with Stripe. Now, I do recommend to use Stripe. It's the easiest one to use. Trust me, I've been around to a lot of merchant services, and these guys, they take the money and they deposit it automatically to your bank account. There's no fee for it whatsoever. It's really simple to do. So what I'm gonna do here is walk you through how to integrate your website with Stripe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on Stripe Connect. So click on Stripe Connect. And this is so simple. I mean, these guys have made it stupid proof, right? We're gonna click on this check right here and click on save. All right, now we're gonna scroll down here, and what we can do is we can set this up for live mode, or we can set it up for test mode, okay? If you wanna set it for test mode, all you have to do is just make sure that this right here is in test mode. And now you can actually collect payments in test mode. This is good to see, if it's working, if it's connected and stuff like that. But really quick, I'm gonna switch my account over here to my testing account. I can't use my real account, yeah, that's kind of dangerous. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna connect this with test mode. So over here, I'll go ahead and click on test mode. And all you need to do is just make sure that you're logged in on your browser, and then just click on connect with Stripe. And that's it. So your website's already synced up. It picked up our account because we're logged in on the same browser. I'm gonna select my testing account and click on connect. Okay, so once you select your account, it'll then bring you back to your dashboard. Now, we're not finished yet. It does say that it's connected, but it's not really connected. So as of right now, people can actually pay with credit card. However, if they pay on your website, all the payments will be pending and you'll have to manually approve them. If you want to go that route, then I guess you're finished. But if you want people to automatically get access to their account and payments to process automatically, then I'll show you how to integrate a webhook. So let's go back over here to our accounts. Now, during the creation of this video, for some reason, Stripe moved stuff around. So sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and go to search up here, and we're going to type in webhook. You're going to see developers-webhooks, and we need to add a webhook. So up here, you'll see add an endpoint. We'll click on add an endpoint. And now you'll see this information here on the left side. Now right here, if we go back to our account, it tells us what to insert here. So we're gonna take this URL and we're gonna copy it, go back here, and then we're gonna paste it. Now for the description, you just need to tell Stripe what you're using this for. So we are using this to capture payments. Okay, and if we scroll down, you're gonna see select events to listen to. I'll click on select events. Now, if we go back over here to our dashboard, it lets us know to check charge, customer, invoice, and subscription schedule. Okay. So over here, you'll see charge, right? I'll click on charge and I'm gonna click on select all charge events. I'll close this. And the next one was customer, okay? So we're gonna find customer here. Click on the down arrow, and then I'll click on select all customer events. I'll close this one here. Then we're also gonna find invoice as well. Select all invoice events, close that. And the last one was subscription schedule. So scroll down here and find subscription schedule. Click on this and we will collect all the events. Once we select those 4 events, we'll then click on add events. So here is a list of all the events right here. So it's going to record, charge pending, charge expired, charge captured, and all these different events on the left side. We're going to scroll to the bottom and then click on add an endpoint. And that's it. So as of right now, you can now accept real credit card payments and everything will be automated. So when people pay, they'll have access to their accounts. Now you can go ahead and test this on a new browser. So what we're first going to do here is scroll down and click on save changes. Now there's one more thing I should mention before we run a test transaction is you might want to add a statement descriptor. This is basically telling people who you are. So this is going to be Daryl's membership. So the statement descriptor will display on their credit card statements just so they'll know it came from your websites. Now right here we have test credentials. So it's telling us to use these specific credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this number and then I'll click on save changes. And now let's run a live test transaction. So I'm going to open up a new browser. Okay, so as of right now, I'm a brand new user to the website. So over here, I'll click on forums and I will get the all access. Then I'll fill out this information. Okay, so I went ahead and I filled out all my testing information. I put in the credit card they recommended. Here is the date and then the security code. You can just make that up. I'll scroll to the bottom here and then click on register. All right, and once the customer has made the payments, you'll see they're brought to their My Accounts. Of course, you can edit this page as well. This right here is actually being propagated by the plugin. So every user in your website will have their own personal dashboard. Here they have their dashboard, right? And they just have information. They also have profile details. This is where they can update their information. And then here we have subscriptions. So when I clicked on subscriptions, you'll see that right now they have the lifetime plan and their status is active. And they can always remove the subscriptions on their websites if they choose to. They can also take a look at payments, help, and also log out of your websites. You can always design this page as well by getting rid of this table, and you can go ahead and design this page in the general options. But let's just go ahead and take a look here. So now that the user has paid for the all access, he should have access to all of the pages. So let's go ahead and take a look at our forums page. You'll see that the user now has access to this page. And then also the online courses and all the other pages. So you'll see now they have access to the online course and also the Ask Me Anything. And all the pages that we assigned that membership to, the user now has access to all of those pages. So now that we can see that this is working, now let's integrate live real payments on the website and take this out of test mode. Okay, so now let's go back to Stripe here and now scroll down and we're gonna take this out of test mode. So I'm gonna click that. Now this is live mode, scroll to the bottom and then click on Save Changes. Now, I believe you do have to set up a webhook again. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to developers, take this out of test mode, and now we're gonna create a new webhook again. Now remember, this is for real credit card payments. So right here under developers, we're gonna now click on add an endpoint again. Okay, so same exact thing, right? So I think right now we know what to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this live webhook here. I'm gonna copy it. We'll paste it here. And we're gonna tell Stripe what this is for. This is for memberships on my websites. And then for the select events, we're gonna select charge, right? All the charge. We're also gonna select customer, okay? and then invoice, right? So only the invoice, right? And then lastly, we're going to select these subscription schedule. And then at the bottom, I'll click on add all events. Then I'll scroll to the way bottom and click on add an endpoint. And that's it, you're done. So at this point, you can now accept real credit card payments on your website. Now, if you don't add a webhook, what's gonna happen here is users will be able to pay on your websites. However, you'll have to manually approve it as an admin. So I do recommend that you do add a live webhook. If you want to manually view the payments and not add a webhook, over here under the members, I'll show you what happens. So for example, now that you'll see the testing account that we created now has all access to everything. If you do not add a webhook, it'll be put in a pending state where you'll have to manually approve it. So this person here has actually paid for the actual subscription, but they don't have access to it yet because the webhook is not enabled. To enable this, all we're gonna do over here is click on payments. And if you want to go this route, if you want to manually approve payments before, you give them the membership, you'll have to go ahead and click on this little check right here. And now this user now has access to your websites. So that is only if you do not want them to have access right away and if you want to manually approve payments. So that is how you can integrate the Stripe payment gateway onto your websites. Now there is one more option that I want to walk you through just in case you had some issues with it or for whatever reason it was not working. Let's go back over here to payment gateways, and now we have the Stripe checkout. Let's also click on Stripe checkout. Now right here, I'm going to click on this little checkbox. I'll click on save changes. And let's say, for example, you want to go this route where you just want to paste your keys right here. Maybe there was a problem integrating the actual Stripe with the other method. You can manually enter in your credentials right here. So I'll walk you through how to do that. Now, this is a secondary way on how to do this with Stripe. Both ways work and they produce the same results, but I'll just show you how to do this just in case. The first thing that you'll do is type in API, and then you'll see your API keys. Here's our publishable key, right? So I'm going to copy this key, go back here, and then I'm gonna paste this, okay? Now we have the secret key. The secret key, you can go ahead and generate your own. So right here, create a secret key. I wanna provide this key to another website, and then click on continue with restricted key. You'll go ahead and put a name of the key, so Daryl's key. And then I'll just put the name of the website. Then I'll click on create restricted key. Okay, so once you enter that information, now you'll see the secret key. All you're gonna do is copy this, go back over here, and then paste it in. And then the last thing you'll do is you'll also select a webhook, just like we did before. So I'm gonna take this link here, I'll copy it. Now over here, done, webhooks, and then add an endpoint, and then just the same thing that we did before. You'll see this is a little redundant, so this is for capturing payments. And then for the select events, we'll click on that. And I believe this is the same thing here. So I believe it asks us to do charge, customer, invoice, and customer subscription. So let's go back. Okay, so we have charge. Okay, scroll down, we have invoice. Next we have customer. Okay, then we have invoice. And then lastly, the subscription. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to actually add the checkout as well. You can always add the checkout, see if it works. If it doesn't, then you can just go ahead and just skip it, right? But the checkout is actually right up here. So if you actually use this method and it doesn't work the first time, just click on select all checkout events and then it should work just fine. I'll leave that checked just in case. Let's just, mess around with that, see if that works. You'll click on add events, scroll to the bottom, and then click on add an endpoint. And that's it. So once you do that, now you'll see that this is connected, and you can always go ahead and test this using the test credentials. And then right here, you'll just go ahead and use this credit card number and this expiration dates. Now scrolling down right here, this method will redirect people. So you will have to select a success redirect page. So for example, I'm redirecting them to a thank you page. Now, if there was a problem with their card, you'll need to actually select a page where it says, hey, your credit card payments did not work. Do you want to try again, or you want to try another card? So you have to go ahead and create another page here for that user if their credit card does fail. Okay. Once you select those pages, then you'll click on Save Changes and you're done, right? So at this point, I think right now everything worked good, and that's how you can also integrate Stripe using this method if you decide to go that route. So that is how you can integrate payment gateways. You can use these other methods here if you want to go that route. What I would recommend to do is actually price your subscriptions for $1 and then use your own credit card to see if it's working. I've actually done that while I was making this video. So over here under balances, I'll go ahead and show you all the the transactions. So you'll see right here, I did use my own credit card right here. So I put $1, and this is not in test mode. So I do know that it's working and that it's connected. So that is how you can connect payments with Stripe and also this plugin. You have any questions about the, so that is how you can connect payments with Stripe and also this plugin. If you have any questions about payment gateways, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now let's talk about account registration, right? So let's go over here to the general settings, and now let's configure the registration page. So this right here is the registration page. And if I click on open link, you'll see this is the register page. Now, what I first want to talk about is for every single page right here, you can actually use Elementor and you can design these pages. Now, it doesn't appear at the top, but if you click on edit page right here, you can then edit the page with Elementor from the back end. So what I'll first do is I want to hide this title. I'll save that, and then I'll click on edit with Elementor. And now what you can do is you can create your own like page right here. So for example, I'll go ahead and just throw this in here. This is the register, right? And of course, you can style this any which way you want. So you can add in widgets. However, you cannot influence the shortcode right here. So you'll see that this is the shortcode being propagated by the plugin. I'll go ahead and click on publish, and it'll look just like that, right? Now, since we're logged in, if you want to look at this on a new browser, you can just go over here to the website. Okay, and here is the register page. So you can go ahead and use the page builder, and I do recommend to use the page builder on all of the pages. If you go to our demo website in the description, you'll notice that we actually used Elementor for all of the pages. So you will have to go through all the pages and design it, just because you don't want to have those default settings set in place. Okay, so now that we actually have like the registration and the login, we can actually go ahead and put these on our websites. So I'll go ahead and copy this, and let's go to our website now. So you have a few options. You can either add it to the header right here, or you can edit this with Elementor, and you can actually add the account section somewhere on the website. Now, if you have Elementor Pro, you can use the theme builder and create your own header from scratch and use the page builder. However, if you don't have Elementor Pro, you can just go ahead and use the header builder for Solace. And for button 1, now this is sign in, right? So this is register. So for button 2, I'll go ahead and link this here. So that's our register. And then over here for login, I'll go ahead and copy this. I'll go ahead and put this under the sign in, right? And I'll paste that right there. Okay, so users can use these buttons to sign in and register and make an account on your websites. Emails suck with WordPress. This is one of the biggest caveats with WordPress. So you might have noticed that when people sign up, or if you do something on your website, you might not get the emails coming from your WordPress websites. This is a very common problem with WordPress, and it's not WordPress's fault. These companies like Gmail and Proton Mail and Yahoo, they typically mark WordPress as spam by default, so we need to fix this. So in this part of the video, we're going to create some free business emails, and we're also going to integrate an SMTP plugin. This will make sure that all of the emails sent from your website will go directly to your customer's email, so they won't have a problem receiving emails from your website. So in this part of the video, I'll walk you through how to create a business email and also how to integrate the SMTP plugin to properly route emails to your customers. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so now we're going to talk about emails. Now you probably noticed that using this plugin, many of the times the emails are not sent to your customers and you're probably not receiving them yourself. And this is just due to server configurations. So we're going to fix all of that in this section of the video. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to Hostinger, and we're actually going to create free business emails. So right here under emails, let's go ahead and click on setup. Now, the first thing you'll do is you'll find your domain. So mine was Daryl Testing. Now, I've already actually created a account for that. So you'll go ahead and find your domain under your new plan, and then you'll just click on confirm. After you do that, you'll then go over here and click on manage. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to actually create an email account. So right here, email accounts, and I'll just go ahead and create a new one with you all. So right here, I'll go ahead and put info. And then this is my domain, daryltesting.com. Here I'll make a password. Okay, and then I'll click on create new accounts. And that's it. So if you do want to access the emails, you'll click on emails right here, and then you can actually just click on the manage again. And then you'll click on email accounts. And here I can go ahead and log in, right? So on the right side, I'll go ahead and click on access webmail. Now, if you're brand new to Hostinger, you might have noticed it looks a little different, and it might look something like this over here. So Hostinger actually has two different email providers. They actually have Titan Mail, and they also have something called the Hostinger default email. So it might look like this for you all, where you can just click on create new email, and then you can also do this as well, right? It works the same way, right? So this is typically going to be their new standard way, where you'll just click on webmail. But for those of you who have had Hostinger for a long time, it'll actually be the Titan Mail, right? So here I'll click on emails, and I'll just go ahead and log in really quick. So here, manage. And you'll just go ahead and log in, right? So if you're using Hostinger, you'll access webmail. If you're using Titan, you'll also just click on access webmail. And then here you'll enter in your credentials. So I'll put in the credentials that we just created. All right, cool. So now we have this email right here, info@daryltesting.com. So what I want to do here is I'm going to copy this, and now I want to use this as my real email. So over here under general, I'm now going to use this as my main email. So under settings in general, I'll post this as my administrative email address. I'll scroll to the bottom and click on save changes. Next, I'll go ahead and check our account right here. So we are going to get an email from WordPress, and there it is. All you're going to do is click on this link right here, and this will verify the email. All right, pretty cool. Now you can also link this up with your gmail.com accounts. I'll talk more about that in just a bit. But now we're going to install an SMTP plugin, and this is going to route the emails to your customers. So over here under plugins, I'll click on add new. And for search plugins, we're going to type in SMTP. All right, so we're going to install this plugin here. It's called WP Mail. I'll click on install, and then I'll click on activate. All right, cool. So next it'll prompt us with a setup wizard. Let's click on let's get started. We'll scroll to the bottom here, and we'll click on other SMTP and click on save and continue. Then we're going to enter in our credentials. Now, if you're using Hostinger email, you're going to enter in this information right here. So you'll take this, you'll copy the host name, and then you'll just go ahead and paste the host name, right? The encryption is SSL, right? Encryption is SSL, and the port number is 465, and then you'll see the port number is 465. And then all you're going to do is you're going to enter in your email right here, and then you'll put in your password, right? Okay. And you'll go ahead and put in the name. So this is Daryl Wilson. And this is our email right here. So info@daryltesting. Now just remember, if you're using Hostinger and you're a new customer, you will be using this right here. If you are using Titan Mail, so if you're like an old school customer with Hostinger, you're going to use these credentials right here. So this is SMTP for Titan email. So this is what I have to enter in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and update this really quick. So once we enter all that information, we'll scroll to the bottom and click on save and continue. Next, we'll scroll down here and click on save and continue. Next, I'll click on skip this step, and then we'll scroll down here one more time and click on skip this step. And now it's going to check the mail configuration. And it works. Awesome. So now what it's saying is that all your emails will be properly routed to your customers. So we're going to scroll to the bottom here and click on finish setup. And you can actually test this out. So we can actually see if our website is actually sending emails to our customers. So over here under tools, we can actually send a test email. So I'll send this to my Portuguese email address at gmail.com. All right, so now it's saying go ahead and check your email. All right, and here it is, my Portuguese email address. Congratulations. So now all the emails sent from your website will reach your customers. So you always want to install this plugin, and this will help route all the emails to your customers. And that is pretty much it for my tutorial, party people. I hope this video did help you all out. As a parting gift, if you all do need help with Elementor, you can check out this video right here. I also have another video on SEO using rank math. So if you want your website to get ranked up, type in Daryl Wilson SEO. You can use either Rank Math or Yoast or even the all-in-one SEO plugin. These are SEO plugins that'll help rank your website and index them for the Google search results. So I hope you all liked my video. I spent a long time making it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And congrats on your new membership website. All right, party people, thank you all so much for watching my membership website tutorial. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. One thing I do want to say, users said that I was sweating in my videos, but right now in Thailand, I live in Thailand, it is about 95 degrees and it's humid. So even with the air condition on, the humidity still comes in the room. So that's why you might see me, sweating. I'm not nervous. I saw some comments, people are like, why are you so nervous? And I'm like, I'm not nervous. It's just humid as hell in Thailand. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this membership website tutorial. I really did my due diligence with other plugins, and I don't feel comfortable recommending plugins that cost like $800 to $900 a year for a membership plugin. It's ridiculous. And I feel like this is the most affordable option for my audience. And as you can tell, it's really simple to use. So I really do hope that you enjoy using this plugin. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. And until then, I will see all of you party people in the next video, guys. Take care.